Our client, AA Corporation Limited, is an exceptional technical service provider known for providing solutions for multiple financial payment problems to the world's largest institutions. The major areas in which the AA Corporation masters is fraud detection and the services provided to fuel card distributors and retailers. The research is conducted for the AA Corporation to analyze the trends and customer behavior patterns in the usage of fuel cards. After a deep study, it is concluded that modern problems require modern solutions. And because of this, using big data analytics is suggested to not only identify the decision making of its customer, but also to resolve related issues that will produce fruitful results for the company. The major problem for which the AA Corporation needed our consultancy was to identify whether the customers will stop using their fuel cards in future. The project is designed to solve this issue for the client and to make sure that the company will progress tremendously. Because AA Corporation provides daily insights to their customers, it can impact the customer decision about the usage of cards. This particular paper will discuss the criteria and methods which cause an impact on customer behavior. Nowadays, big data technology has developed higher and higher. Therefore, entrepreneurs need to serve customers more effectively to retain their interest. Therefore, all the paper has focused on big data analytics and its related things. We concluded that AA Corporation needed big data to not just identify its customers' behavior, but to expand the business as a whole. Thus, the ACES model is a precise solution through which big data can provide a solution to the company's problem. In order to test the solution and identify its success, having a plan is essential. This will help the company look into every detail before implementing the solution in such a way that will benefit them in every possible way. The ACES solution testing plan is based on multiple steps. Every step will ensure that identified problem has been understood well and can be solved through this model. Moving on to the steps. Step number 1. Solution scope and overview. AA Corporation wanted to recognize, evaluate, and monitor the buying trends of their targeted audience and how to successfully deal with them using different tools. Customer purchasing decisions are referred to their buying patterns, and there are a variety of variables influence these patterns, including where does someone live, where they work, how much money they make, and what they love and prefer are all the factors. Recommendations from their friends and relatives, what are their motives and goals, the cost of the goods or services they want to buy. Yeah, so our solution will be focusing on the trends and patterns that are observed through transaction cards and how big data influences customer decision making. Fuel card might better comprehend the consumer persona he represents. Okay, let's estimate in-store traffic and study how they could better advertise their products to comparable people if they knew customers' purchase behaviors. In a nutshell, the solution model will detect the trends with card transaction, analyze the changing patterns of the card transaction, identify when, how, and why the customer will stop using the company's card. Step number 2, the test approach. Using the ACES model, we know that the customers will pass from 5 stages: attention, interest, search, action, and share. This model explains all steps of changes in customers' behavior while purchasing. This model can be tested through different factors that can affect the customer's behavior towards the purchase, such as stimulation of external factors and internal perceptions. The impact of big data on customer decision making is based on external factors that include product promotion, information screening, links, marketing methods, and search. On the other hand, The internal perception consists of acts of interest, search, attention, and other behavior. This will help you detect the purchase decision of the customer. So with the help of big data analysis, the marketer can understand customer demand and satisfaction in a better way. This will provide an opportunity to have competitive advantages. With this analysis, the marketer will also have the opportunity for effective results on customers' behavior. Now, the data of the customer's activities are of different types and they can be obtained from different platforms which can be later on can be analyzed and evaluated. So transactional data can be obtained from Oracle and SQL Server. Crowdsourced data can be obtained from Instagram and Flickr. So social data can be obtained from MySpace, Facebook, Amazon, and eBay. And so the search data from can be obtained from Stack Overflow. Machine data can be obtained from IoT. Let's talk about step number 3, the test environment. We know that the ACES model cannot function if it is not run by a certain team. To analyze and evaluate data, every detail has to be checked, and for that following members will be needed who will perform certain jobs. Data engineers will be responsible for the development of data constructs, test statistics, and maintaining architectures. In addition to this, he will be performing data acquisition and development of dataset processes. Lastly, the use of effective programming languages and tools will be done. A big data developer will be needed for actual coding of RFID data. Data analytics will be used to analyze dataset, reporting of results, fix coding errors, and to do data mining. Consultants will be required to gather data from all sources of company data, extract data that is useful, and monitor data on an ongoing basis. All of these roles and responsibilities will be completed through different channels such as face-to-face conferencing, video audio conferencing, spreadsheets, and traffic simulations. Step number 4, testing tools. Certain tools will be required to test this model. These tools include number 1, customer buying pattern analysis tools. This particular tool will help in examining customer behavior and several techniques are available to assist. Number 2, Google Analytics. It can show us anything from traffic statistics to user demographics about the visitor's interaction with the site. It can also help to establish baseline behaviors from which patterns can be tracked. Number 3, advertisement on Facebook. These tendencies may not always result in a purchase, but they may help us figure out how to better optimize Facebook and other promotional materials to get them to buy. If we see posts that ask a question to receive the highest attention, we may try asking questions regarding the product. Step number 4. Point number 4. HubSpot CRM, Customer Relationship Management. Sales CRM software is something we believe in at HubSpot, and that's because we are giving one away for free. CRMs enable the sales, advertising, and customer care teams to work together, giving a natural, seamless way to record and track consumer behaviors, such as purchasing trends. Step number 5, risk analysis. To provide a solution, it is essential to know the impact of its risks. As you can see on this table, there's a list of the risks and their impacts. We'll just discuss about a few of them. Software delay. The risk is software delay and the impact pushes launch. Response. Confirm delivery dates by phase 2. Level high. Risk owner, software developer. Let's talk about the availability of the data. That's a risk. and its impact is cost overruns. Response is by stakeholder consultation. The level is high. The consultant data analytics is the risk owner. Same goes for the rest of the risks here. The following are the ACES model testing criteria that will monitor and analyze customer decision making. Number one, customers' choice behavior. With the analysis and accurate information, the customer can demonstrate a positive perception and promote customer decision making about the product. Now you will find no difficulty finding information about something as they have high involvement in that product. With this information, they can evaluate different things like comparison with other relevant products, cost of products, product benefits, and the customer's need, and then decide based on this data analysis. Thus, the behavioral choices of the customer can affect the decision of the customer about the product. Number two, elevating customer demand. With the increasing value of big data analysis, the customers' demand are becoming higher and higher. The customers will find value in the use of the product and the experience in buying process. This value and experience will let the customer have more and more services. In deciding whether the customer will leave or use the card service more and more, for AI Corporation, check the elevating customer demand. Thus, the experience and value of customer with AI Corporation after big data analytics will let them have a favorable decision about the service. Therefore, the impact of big data on customer decision making can be analyzed by analyzing their demand and satisfaction. Point number three, trust in social media commercials. Social media has become hugely prominent for services and products. No matter what type of customer it is, commercial function on social media is an essential part of customer satisfaction. Big data analytics also includes social media functions, which impact customer decision making. The innovative measures always satisfy the customers and they increase their favorable decision for the service. So, always track the customer's habits and interests and innovate accordingly for having a positive impact via big data analytics. However, these are the criteria for solving AI corporation problems. Before starting the methods, you should identify the criteria or customer's demand to know the area of focus. Thus, big data analytics also focus on these things for an appropriate analysis. The relationship between the different factors of the ACES model is significantly positive. These results verify that the ACES model is more suitable than any other model for a corporation for explaining the behavioral characteristics for the customers. Using this model, the intermediate variables of learning and growth will be introduced. It will show that the information will not only serve as a tool for consumption decision making, but also can satisfy the customer's need, which is the ultimate goal of every service provider. In addition to this, the following outcomes will be received that will ultimately flourish the corporation and will help distinguish them from other similar companies. Better decision making. This solution will provide data-driven insights to its decision makers that will eventually benefit in studying the trends and patterns in customer behavior. Fraud detection. Fraud is one of the many elements because of which the customer decision making is impacted. One of the ultimate goals of AI Corporation is to prevent fraud. Using big data analytics, they can identify and combat anomalies and fraudulent activities, making the service safer and more reliable for the customers. Reduce costs. Big data analytics will reduce the company's expenses. When the decision making will be improved, the revenue will be increased and will be the only result. Innovation. Big data analytics will also provide a better insight into the market, which will help the AI corporation to study the competitors and launch new products and services in the market. Even though this solution is perfect for the client's problem, certain elements need to be looked at in depth to make the plan work best for the AI corporation. User level data. The user level data is only the random visitors on your marketplace or ads. However, these are not part of the consumer-based data that marketers want to target. Today, accurate consumer data is not as obvious. Many consumers have more than a single device and they may reach across different devices. Thus, there are some limitations to deciding the demographics in both the condition in the evaluation. Therefore, having the analytics from the user level data may cause the wrong perception of the consumer. User level execution. The user level data execution can only be applied to the selected channels that are suitable for it. However, many channels cannot execute the data efficiently. These type of channels can provide execution on segment level targeting. User level results. For the results of the user level data, you can see them in the form of a flow diagram, but if you want to have significant results, you have to collect the data via data segment level collection. User data is not for learning. If you think big data analysis will help you learn, you're wrong. It will only help to raise the marketing instead of raising the learning of marketers. However, you can have some actionable learning that you can have after a lot of effort. Moreover, it will not benefit you effectively as you'll learn only a small portion, thus making it a boring step. More noise at user level data. Whenever you see the results from the user level data, you come to know about the noise in those results or insights like hundreds of impressions in a single hour. It can worsen the results even with a small set of data. This mess will let you only clean up the data instead of getting results. User data is not easily accessible. As the user data requires more care about security, it will not let anyone have access to the data with technical things. Therefore, it will require a lot of effort to achieve the data. However, these are some limitations marketers can face in big data analysis. To use and handle all the benefits of big data analytics for the businesses, it is necessary to focus on the limitations to avoid restrictions. Require skilled staff. Big data experts are the most highly paid individuals in the IT field. Thus, the company requires a high budget to hire the most skillful people that will do the job. Cybersecurity risks. For the AI corporation, gathering sensitive information about the customers is something essential, and this becomes very attractive for cyber attackers. Thus, it can be right to say that security is one of the greatest challenges of big data. Next steps recommended to the client. There are numerous perks of using big data analytics, which is evident from the whole research. There are few things that are recommended to the AI corporation keeping in view this plan. There will be a lot of data that will be received, and the traditional means of storing data is not just expensive but not reliable as well. The company should use cloud storage to make sure that the data will not be lost easily. The data that is huge in amount is unstructured most of the time. Giving it a structure can be time consuming and will require patience. People's data can be manipulated, so it is essential that not everyone can access the data easily. Big data analytics works best in the long run. If you're expecting the results in days, that is not going to happen. But these results will be obtained and will last longer for sure. Using big data analytics through the ACES model identified many lessons that are not learned otherwise. These lessons include: the IT department needs to determine whether the data will be saved and how it will be secured from being breached. Organizations need to process unstructured data. For this purpose, there are tools such as semantic analytics tools that parse these unstructured data types but do it fast enough to support real-time decision making. Even though big data analytics is extremely useful and fruitful for the company, it is an expensive investment as it requires professionals to implement, and a lot of workshops and trainings are required to teach people who are new to the concept. The latest generation of touch-enabled smartphones and tablets is driving a huge change in the way companies operate and communicate internally and with their partners and customers. Ignoring their demands for access to manipulate big data information and insights via their mobile device is career-shortening decisions. Lastly, I'm going to talk about my personal reflection. Based on the pain points and the key gaps of the company, it is recommended the AI corporation should have the ACES model analysis. Within this model, all the factors are followed, thus can give you an estimated reach to know your customer behavior. Also, you can enhance the growth by keeping in mind the demands and the information customers have in the market. From product promotion to pricing, big data analytics has incorporated every part. For the AI corporation, they should utilize all the effective strategies to fulfill the customer's demand and gain their interest. In this way, they will experience a positive impact of big data analytics on customers' decision making. Whether the AI customers will continue or to use the card or stop using their card depends on the analytics and providing effects and accurate services. It will be surprising for the corporation to know that almost every business, including banking, agriculture, real estate, telecommunication, and healthcare, using big data analytics. As these businesses largely depend on customers' decision-making choices, it will not be wrong to say that it will benefit the AI corporation in different ways and on different levels. Thank you.